Okay, today we have a 94 Ford Aerostar and we have a broken mirror. So we're going to show you how to replace the mirror on this vehicle. This is a power mirror, and luckily this is a very easy one. You may not be able to see it at a great angle from there, but there's just basically two bolts right here, and then the plug actually goes through the door panel, but you access it behind the mirror. Once you get the bolts off, you can see the plug. So we're going to remove these two bolts, pull the mirror out, unplug it, and then go ahead and install the new one. We've already took the bottom bolt out just for speed. Normally you take these two bolts out. It's a good idea to roll the window down when you do it. That way you can put your hand through and grab the mirror so it doesn't fall down and scratch the door. If you take the bolts out while it's still connected to the wire, it'll fall down, and instead of falling hitting the ground, it'll hit the door and it can scratch it. So try to be careful when you take the bolts out. And they're just hex head bolts, 10mm, real simple. Take those out, and we've got both bolts out now. Now the mirror will come right off, like so. And then there's an electrical connector right here that just popped off, and the electrical connector is just a little white plug with a little tab on it. You push the tab in and the plug comes out. If it's stuck in there, like this one was stuck in there pretty good, it looked like it came off easy, but we took it off earlier just for speed. You have to play with it a little bit to get it off. It's just been stuck on there for several years. So then you take the old one off, compare it to the new one. Just verify it matches exactly in shape and size. Make sure the wire has the right plugs in it. Make sure the bolts are exactly the same. Make sure the color's the same. This one's pretty faded, so it's going to look a lot different. But basically the size and shape and everything and the way it bolts to the door is exactly the same. So this one's a really simple one. It's just two bolts and a plug. First thing, you got to plug the plug in. And it just snaps together, and once it snaps, you'll hear the tab click in, and you're ready to bolt it on. Okay, once you have it centered and on nicely, you can start the bolts. You don't have to tighten them up real tight. Basically just get them on there to hold it snug. Never tighten it up completely until you make sure it's lined up properly. Once you get one or both bolts kind of snug, you can look on the front side of the door. Basically just make sure it lines up properly. It should fit right on pretty nicely and line up. All the lines should be even all the way around it, which it is. And as long as it is, you can tighten it up and just check it again one more time just to make sure. If you don't have it centered and you tighten it down, you can actually crack the plastic housing. So make sure it's perfectly centered before you snug it all the way down. Also, this does not have to be super tight. This is just a plastic with it's got a metal bracket in there, but you want to snug it down, and that's about it. Once you get it nice and snug, now you can check the power feature, make sure that works, which it does. So now's the time. If you had another panel here, you'd be wanting to put the panel on. A lot of vehicles have a plastic panel that covers this. This one is nice and easy, and it doesn't. And it really doesn't need one, because once the door's shut, it's sealed up in here. So that's a very easy one. A lot of Ford Aerostars and some of the Ford Rangers are identical to this one. The mirrors you can get on autopartsdirectttoyou.com, as well as lots of other videos from many other vehicles. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.